but I feel like I would be, and this is no disrespect, I feel like I would have become lazy um, in terms of my high touch approach to things. I would not have been. I would have let, for communications especially, I would have just let the system do it. For answering questions, I'm not picking up the phone. I'm not scheduling a time to talk to you outside of the that one or two meetings that we were already supposed to have. I think I would have relied a lot more on technology, and that's fine. Generationally, that works for some job seekers. That works for some folks who are looking to move into new roles. But for the workforce that was here as these things were happening, that doesn't always work for them.
And that kind of segues me into back to talking about TRAPP, the company you created. So, what are some of these values, maybe, or skills that you are taking from kind of maybe the older way of doing it and now meshing that with the new way of doing it at your company?
So, trust, relationship building, accountability, and a proactive approach. And let me be clear, I love AI. I just did an ebook with Fama about AI for recruiters. I did a whole series this summer with one of my colleagues, Tia, talking about AI tools for job seekers, where we reviewed a different tool every week and gave the pros and cons and what it's used for in the process, what else it could be partnered with, and all those things. I love the AI technology. Don't get me wrong. So I would definitely continue to learn new things. Like that's where I'm at right now, is learning and staying ahead of the curve. And I think that's what TRAPP is, because I do want to connect job seekers to employers who are looking for them. I always say I bridge the gap. And I do. And I did that inside of organizations when I worked in corporate. That was the differentiator for me, especially when I started dealing with applicant tracking systems, picking tools for us, interfacing with other stakeholders who were going to be a part of the hiring process, whether it be compensation, your HR business partner, your hiring manager, your team. Like, I could speak recruiting and bring it back to our team. And one of the things that helped was, especially when we were looking for new systems. And I always said, like, we need to talk to recruiters about what they actually need. And as someone who would do the process, as someone who would have to get through the life cycle, I'm like, recruiters don't need this step. They don't do that. This is how they do it. And we were able to transform from a how to a why type of mindset, especially when it came to compliance, because no one wants to see your auditor coming. When I got to send you a spreadsheet with your 500 errors for the quarter, and you have to look through it and go back and correct those things, pull paperwork, get everything together. Like, you want to know, like, what is the purpose of this? Why am I doing this? But when I can show you how, when you improve by X percentage, what this meant for your time to fill, what this meant for your bonus, what this meant in terms of like getting you, to understand why you're doing something, that went a long way.
And you mentioned talking about the trust, the accountability in recruiting. And we talk about this employee recruitment life cycle. So, for those who may not know, can you explain what that is and how you work on that with your trust and accountability and everything you're doing at TRAPP?
When you say employee recruitment life cycle, what do you mean by that? Like the hiring life cycle?
Yes.